What up, man? It's your boy BG Reacts, man, and we at it with another reaction video, man. We're going to go ahead and do the 10 best games of 2003 we never forgot. Somebody had recommended this video to me, and they told me that 2003 was like one of the best years of games across, you know, different platforms and stuff. So, I'm going to go ahead and be the judge of that. Y'all can let me know how y'all feel in the comment section below, man. If you're new to the channel, man, make sure you hit that like, subscribe button, and hit that share button, because the same way that you like this content, some people that you hang out with might like the content as well. Let me go ahead and hit a thumbs up on that. Shout out to Gamer Ranks. And let's get it, man.
These niggas is zainers, these bitches be brainless. My crew ignoramus, but I don't care cause we famous. You niggas the lamest, get it fucked up Uranus. We went through some changes, that's why we ball like Uranus. So much swag you can't contain us.
The trip down memory lane continues. Today we're looking at the best games from 2003. Starting off at number 10, the hit cartoon TV sitcom The Simpsons as a brand have been trying for years to really crack the video game code with varying degrees of success.
Is this the one that they're talking about?
The arcade game was great, the wrestling game was kind of fun, there was Road Rage, but then there was the Grand Theft Auto clone, Hit and...
Okay, so I'm guessing this is number 10 that they're talking about, Simpsons Hit and Run on GameCube. But before we get to that, don't get it twisted, bro. Simpsons Wrestling got to be one of my favorite games. Like, I truly wish that they would remaster certain games, bro. I'm actually going to start recollecting systems. I'm talking about GameCubes and PlayStation 1s, PlayStation 2s and stuff. I'm about to start recollecting these systems, bro, and I'm going to give y'all some nostalgic gameplay on a lot of stuff, bro. But to stick to the topic, Simpsons Hit and Run, definitely a classic, bro. Definitely a classic.
Run, and it may have been the perfect formula for one of the best Simpson games, and honestly, one of the best cartoon TV adaptations to video games.
That's
Hit
facts.
and Run puts you in the shoes of various well-recreated and properly voiced Simpsons characters plopped right into...
Could y'all imagine if they remaster Simpsons Hit and Run? My word. I don't even know if Def Jam Fight for New York came out in 2003. But if they ever remaster Def Jam 5, let me not even think of that, bro. My word.
Open world Springfield. From here, you drive around all types of vehicles from the show, like a Maniac Racing and
I can just
stuff, but also
tighten up the graphics,
characters,
bro. This game
doing
would be
random missions.
stupid fun,
Sometimes
bro.
you're punching enemies or platforming. Hey, a lot of it boiled down to collectathons, but it was still a lot of fun because it felt so much like the show. You're driving the Plow King truck through the power plant, you're doing platforming and finding collectibles hidden above the Quickie Mart, and then there was some great spooky Halloween treehouse of horror content too. The gameplay was fun, the driving was cool enough, the environments had great exploration with tons of fun hidden stuff to find, and most importantly, the jokes were pretty funny. Next up at number 9, we have Call of Duty, the one that started it all. Yes, the very first Call of Duty game launched in 2003, and it's wild how many we've gotten since then. Originally launching as a PC exclusive and...
Now, it didn't come out in 2003 as far as the Call of Duty that I'm about to name, but Call of Duty Black Ops will forever be my favorite Call of Duty of all time, bro. Oh my god, like, that game right there is special. I feel like Call of Duty Black Ops 1 was the best Call of Duty to me. I would say Black Ops 2 had the best zombies. And as far as so I'm going to do first, second, and third for me. So I would say even though Black Ops 2 had the best zombies, Black Ops 1 overall was the best Call of Duty for me. That's number 1. Number 2 is Call of Duty 4. Call of Duty 4, I think it was like, I played like on 360, I believe. I think so. Call of Duty 4, whatever system that was on, that was my second favorite one. And the third one, I know people probably be like, well, why you ain't got Modern Warfare 2 in there? Modern Warfare 2 honestly was, it was a great game, but a lot of people loved it for the glitches that it had. People took advantage of the glitches. But for number 3, I'm going to go with Modern Warfare, like the one that they put on like PS4 and Xbox One. You know, that's very debatable with people or whatever, but this is my personal list, bro. Like, when they came out with that, I was like, okay, they're actually going back to their roots. This shit is fire. But yeah, let's go ahead and continue. As far as this, I never played this. I didn't really get into like PC gaming to like I played PC games like in 2003, 2004, but I played games like Unreal Tournament. Like I played Unreal Tournament 2004. I played Quake. I play like stuff like RuneScape, stuff like that, bro. You know, nothing really too crazy. You know, I'm more of a console person, but I do love PC. I play some PC games now, but you know, very seldom. You know, do I stream them and stuff? I might actually start getting back into that. But let's go ahead and continue. I never really played this one though, honestly. But you know, it was the start of the franchise, so you know.
Not hitting consoles until 2009, Call of Duty shook things up a bit. Not that it did anything wildly different,
Look at these
but it was
graphics
just
though,
a
bro.
super
They're ass
solid
like, compared
World
to
War
now.
II shooter. One thing that it did do differently that set itself apart was your AI squad. Most war shooters up until this point were way more lone wolf, which always felt a bit odd for war shooters. But Call of Duty put a bit of emphasis on your AI teammates, and they actually, did something. They actually mattered. They reacted to what was going on in the game, so it wasn't scripted or anything. So, if a grenade went off, they knew that there was a grenade going off. They reacted. They didn't just run headfirst into the blast radius. It also offered up a great campaign that didn't just focus on the American
Great editing, by the way, Gamer Ranks.
forces. You got an American campaign, a British one, and a Soviet one, which was really cool, getting to play as these different forces and seeing the war play out from 3 different perspectives. It also had such a solid multiplayer. It was really good. I actually still know someone that still religiously plays it with a group of friends, as of a few years ago, actually, which is insane. Moving on to number 8, we have the Rockstar San Diego developed Midnight Club 2. One thing that's really weird about Midnight Club 2 right off the bat is it's a racing game with 0 licensed cars. Yeah, they may have been based off
Midnight Club. I don't know. Was it Midnight Club? Was that Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition? I think that personally was the best one. Midnight Club. Yeah, it was Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition. Was personally my favorite one. But Midnight Club 2. Whatever happened to Midnight Club, bro? My word.
off of other cars, but not, actually licensed ones. Which is kind of funny. It makes sense in their other...
I used to love me some Midnight Club. I used to love me Need for Speed Underground. Need for Speed Underground 1 and Need for Speed Underground 2. Man, we just need to go back to the old days, bro.
games like GTA, but considering this is all car focused, I don't know. Thinking out loud. Anyway, the story...
I know this is random, but y'all remember that old game? It's called Driver. I know y'all remember. You can never get out your car at all. But yeah, I know y'all remember Driver, bro. Driver? Oh my god, bro. I might react to some old nostalgic 90s games though. Y'all let me know if that's what y'all want to, bro.
The story took you across the world over 3 different maps, LA, Paris, and Tokyo, and they were all open world. There really weren't barriers either. If there was a drivable surface, you could drive on it. There wasn't anything keeping you on the tracks. There was also some really cool damage here as well. You had a meter that measured how damaged your car was, but you could also, physically see the damage on your car itself. It was honestly just an all-around solid racing game. It didn't do anything totally insane, but everything that it did do, it did very well. At number 7, this next one is a personal favorite of mine. We gotta talk about...
Personal favorite.
Freedom Fighters. This one is awesome. It's set in an alternate history where the Soviet Union dropped an atomic bomb on Berlin and ended World War II, becoming a world superpower, slowly starting to take over the globe surrounding the US. Eventually, the Soviet Union launches a surprise invasion in New York City. You play as Chris Stone, a New York plumber who's on the job with his brother when the attack hits. Your brother is captured, but you manage to escape. You then spend the game saving him and fighting for the resistance and trying to take out the Soviet Union. Yeah, the story wasn't amazing by any means, but the combat, setting, and atmosphere is what really ruled.
If I want to be perfectly honest with y'all, I never knew about this game, Freedom Fighter. So have y'all? And if y'all have, let me know how it was, personally for y'all. I know he's explaining how it is, but I like different people's thoughts and stuff. I've never heard of this though, bro.
Running around destroying New York City streets and fighting on Ellis Island was awesome. The game also had surprisingly good AI. You could get your own squad of freedom fighters to follow you and fight alongside you, and they weren't dumb. They actually helped out and made a difference. It also really helped to sell that you were a freedom fighter trying to take back New York.
You wanna know what this game it kind of reminds me of? I don't know. Maybe all games remind me of it the way the freaking graphics look. Do y'all remember Siphon Filter? You gotta remember Siphon Filter.
In Destroy New York,
That
and
was
also
fire.
rallying the troops to your cause. Unfortunately, we never got a sequel to this one, but I'm still holding out hope. Though Interactive split from Square Enix, they did take the Freedom Fighters IP with them, so who knows? Maybe when they're done with Hitman, they'll jump on over to a new Freedom Fighters.
Possibly, that'd be dope.
Alright, so Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time, marked a
hell yeah.
turning point in the series.
When they gonna come out with another one of these, bro?
Weren't poorly received. They were all fairly basic, like the first two side-scrolling games, or the 1999 3D action-adventure game. That said, they were still, fun as hell. Then 2003 rolls around, and we got The Sands of Time, a new entry from a new developer and publisher, now a full-on Ubisoft game. Sands of Time took the vibe and spirit of the original.
Damn, and that's the crazy part about it, because I'm predominantly PlayStation, bro, and like, no, then again, no, I'm tripping. I'm tripping. I'm so sorry. I'm thinking about Bethesda. If they come out with another Prince of Persia,
push forward.
It's a wrap, bro.
Completely overhauling much of what you would, come to expect from a Prince of Persia game, and adding in some really cool mechanics.
Half of these games was ahead of its time, bro.
Prince of Persia type stuff, but now you have this really cool dagger of time, which you can use to correct your mistakes and do stuff like saving yourself from a bad jump or even free.
That was lit as hell, bro.
A really cool and challenging combat system that, would absolutely kick your ass at times, but when you pulled it off and completed a difficult encounter, you really felt that sense of accomplishment. Oh, it also looked incredible at the time, and honestly, it doesn't even look that bad going back. And if you haven't checked it out,
yeah, it doesn't look that bad. And look at the movements and stuff. Like,
number 5, we have Atkins.
Pay attention to the attention to detail. Look at his hair flowing and stuff. It ain't stiff.
Encounter, you really felt that sense of accomplishment. Oh, it also
watching his hair flowing when he turned left and right.
Honestly, it doesn't even look that bad going back. And if you haven't
See
checked
that?
it out yet,
I love detail like that, bro. I'm a very detailed person, bro. I didn't really think about that stuff back in the day, but like now, attention to detail was everything, bro.
Come on, what are you doing? Next, at number 5, we have Beyond Good and Evil. This is a huge fan favorite and has a bit of a cult following. You play as an investigative reporter
Alexa,
with a resistance
stop.
movement to reveal a planet-wide alien conspiracy. Sounds simple, but it's in a completely unique universe.
I've never really heard of this game before, ever, guys. Hold on. I've never really heard of this game, really at all, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
The world here,
I know y'all probably like, what the hell?
Really caught people's attention. It was sci-fi as hell with spaceships, but animals.
Real quick, if y'all see certain cuts and stuff within the video, I'm just editing out the ads because I kind of want to give y'all like straight content. You feel me? Just letting y'all know.
And humans like coexist, so it had this unique charm.
But I've never heard of this,
The surface level may have been a little cutesy, but ultimately it was darker than that. Still, there were characters you fell in love with throughout this adventure, filled with some really cool slashy combat, some tense stealth sequences, taking photographs with your trusty camera, some platforming and puzzle sequences.
You know what? It actually does look familiar, but
like a bizarre
I still know for a fact I have not played it.
And a bit of Zelda influence with a dash of stealth mixed in. And it was the perfect mix apparently because people still loved the hell out of it. Thankfully, the remaster holds up too. At number 4, Need for Speed Underground is just one of those games.
That's what I'm talking about, bro. We was just talking about that, right?
Furious had released 2 years before. Too Fast, Too Furious also released in 2003. So the world was all about street racing and the cool, crazy cars that went along with it. So Underground released at the perfect time and really capitalized on this new fad, and it was great. First off, the actual racing in this game was intense. There was a real sense of speed. Like, you really felt like you were flying down the street, and you could lose control at the last second and go from first to last. It really sucked when it happened, because it did happen. Mixing in the nitrous and the drifting was also awesome. With there actually being a drifting mode, here it was all about drifting. You got more points for longer drifts, which really changed up how the game played. There was also a drag racing mode, which also felt super different from the base game. Here you had to use proper shifting, use your nitrous at the right time, and not blow out your engine. In terms of game modes and variety, Underground...
This game was legendary, bro.
You think that there isn't much to do with a racing game in terms of like changing up the gameplay, but Underground really pulled it off. Then came the car customization. That's where it really got awesome.
Hell yeah.
All that awesome stuff we just talked about with a car that was customized by you, for you, it was just unreal. At number 3, we have Jak II. Man, what a game. Coming off of Jak and Daxter, which was bright, colorful,
Yep.
fun.
Another classic
Got a
game.
bit more dark. It took place in a futuristic.
I wasn't
city
really into Jak as much like that, but I'm not denying that it was not a great game. It was a very great game,
getting
yeah.
tested on for the past 2 years, and now it turns into this white furred fury monster thing. Oh, and Jak talks now, and he's kind of a pissed off jerk. Like, he's got some attitude problems. But yeah, Jak II was one of the games that succumbed to the open world game trend that was starting to really hit in a post GTA 3 world. So you would have free roam of Haven City and would start new missions by going to their marker, just like GTA. You could also hijack vehicles, which still gets me every time because it's a Jak and Daxter game, and here I am stealing a car like I'm freaking Tommy Vercetti. Also, to go along with the game getting a bit more darker, they gave you a dang gun. Like, you could straight up shoot men. The morph gun was actually a pretty cool weapon. As the game went on, you unlocked more mods for it that made it fire differently. Jak II was just straight up a blast. It's definitely one of my favorite games from the PS2 era. And it holds
2003 would seem like it was a pretty dope. Yeah, you don't really kind of think about it for real.
Coming down to number 2,
you just buy the game.
Zelda Wind Waker. Trading in crude attempts at realistic models for a bold, stylized, cel-shaded look, it's no surprise this one aged so much better than so many other games of that era. Even now, it still looks so darn good. I mean, just look at this thing. But looks aside, Wind Waker did so many things right, from its fun,
this was a pretty cool Zelda game
that clearly links it to the previous games in the
and I'm pretty sure it was way more games than the top 10 that he's giving.
Smart and interesting dungeon design.
But
there's really just so much to love with this one. The improvements on previous gameplay systems, specifically the increased fluidity of combat, the ability to perform counterattacks and use enemy items, as well as the way the camera control.
I remember my first Zelda game I ever played was like on Game Boy Color.
To elevate the experience as well. Now the game got a
lot of kids nowadays don't even know what a Game Boy Color is like.
The best way to play it if you can get your hands on it, but I mean, honestly, the original GameCube version still looks and plays pretty good considering, and is always a solid option. Finally, at number 1, there are many contenders for the best Star Wars game of all time, and every conversation has to have Star Wars
Knights of the Old Republic.
This ambitious, sort of traditional style.
Well, it's a great game. I don't know if I'll put it number 1, but
the more mainstream embrace of some cool expanded universe lore, but also elevated BioWare to new heights. Of course, they were already great, but now they're like gamer household names, even despite some recent misses. Combat was fun. You could pause the game and plan your moves. You had companions that you could order around and develop friendships with, and of course, when lightsabers showed up, it gets way more fun. There was tons of loot and lots of side story to really flesh things out, and the light and dark side.
We look at these games now, we probably be like, wow,
in
like
RPG fashion, you'd make stories.
They might look like some shit, and it might not all you like that, but some of these games on this list, bro, did kind of awe me, like especially with Simpsons Hit and Run. I'm not gonna lie to you, that'd probably been like my top 3 personally for games that came out in 03. Zelda, would I have that in my top 3? If it was, it probably would be number 3. So out of this whole entire list, my top 3 probably would be Simpsons Hit and Run, number 1, Prince of Persia, number 2, and then probably Zelda, number 3. I'll probably rock with Zelda. A tie between Zelda and Star Wars.
Conversation.
No, what the heck am I talking about? Number 1 would be Simpsons Hit and Run. Number 2 would be Prince of Persia. And number 3 would be Need for Speed Underground. The hell am I talking about? Now, if you want to do number 4, number 5, you could do a tie, honestly. Well, either or between Zelda and Star Wars. But truly, I don't care. My top 3 is my top 3. At least in 03. For this list.
Decisions. Be a good guy, get access to Jedi-class powers, abilities, and perks. Be a real jerk and get some cool Sith powers like Force Lightning. And watch your character slowly change in appearance due to Force corruption. There was nothing more satisfying than rolling a character in this game exactly how you want, all while exploring exciting...
Star Wars Battlefront, it probably didn't come out in 03, but Star Wars Battlefront that was made by, I think it was made by LucasArts or whatever. But the one that was on PlayStation 2, those Battlefronts, in my opinion, are like 10 times better than the Battlefronts that are out now, personally.
Expanded universe planets, learning about the legendary Darth Revan. It still mostly holds up to. Every Star Wars fan should play it at least once. Real quick before you go, we have some bonuses for you. First First up, we have Crimson Skies. This one is such an awesome plane game. Plane game? I hate how that sounds.
Crimson Skies.
This is more of an arcade game than a simulator game, and the way
I've heard of it. I've never really paid it any really that mind. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Generals, which is now pretty much an RTS classic and a great one in the varied Command & Conquer portfolio. Then we have Max Payne 2, The Fall of Max Payne.
Oh man, Max Payne.
Love Max Payne.
God.
Max Payne 2 is no different. Max is back. He's still sad. He still loves to slow down time.
I don't know, bro. So like for my 4th and 5th slot now, I'm gonna probably have to take out something. I'll let y'all know once they done. I'm gonna let them finish talking.
And this time he's joined by a playable Mona Sachs. Finally, we have NBA Street Volume 2, the very good sequel. The very good NBA.
Oh my gosh!
About these first 2 games, but they always seemed like magic to me. Basketball games were always fun.
This game, it came out 03.
Really did something.
Oh, this changes everything, bro.
And those are our best games of 2003, but we want to hear from you, so meet us down in the comments.
You want to hear from me? Okay, yeah. This changes everything for my top. So now I'm gonna go ahead and put number 1. I'm still gonna stick with Simpsons Hit and Run. Number 2, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna stick with Prince of Persia. Number 3, I'm gonna do Need for Speed Underground. So my top 3 will stay the same. Now number 4 is definitely, call me biased all you want, NBA Street Volume 2. NBA Street Volume 2 definitely has to be up in there. And then Max Payne number 5. So that's my top 5 in this top 10. I'm not gonna give you my personally top 10 in order. That's just gonna drag the video out, and I'm not here to drag y'all along, whatever. But that will be my top 5. But I want to know your thoughts. Let me know how you feel in the comment section below. I appreciate y'all for vibing with me with this video. I'll try to make it as quick and efficiently as possible. If you're new to the channel, man, welcome. Make sure you hit that like button, that subscribe button, and hit that share button. Like I said in the beginning, same way you may like this content, somebody else may like the content. If you have any reactions that you want me to go ahead and do to certain videos, then let me know in the comment section of any of my videos, or you can email me. But yeah, man, it's your boy Beezy Reacts, man, and I am gone.
These niggas is zainers, these bitches be brainless. My crew ignoramus, but I don't care cause we famous. You niggas the lamest, get it fucked up Uranus. We went through some changes, that's why we ball like Uranus. So much swag you can't contain us.